Hello, everyone. I missed you terribly, but I'm back, precious. So I want to do a call. This is a specific request of my daughter. So this one is for my sweet, sweet Kayla, precious little princess. If you're listening, Kayla, I love you very much. This is not an I love you. I love you, and I'm blessed to be your mom. Let's get started. A little background on this. Lauren is trying to be a better person. So he's talking to Debbie / Tiffany. And I believe at this time they've been going through the chat logs. He's been reading them. He's trying to impress Debbie / Tiffany. So tell me your opinion on this. Do you believe what he's saying? Do you believe he believes what he's saying? Let's work through it together.
Hi, beautiful lady.
How's it going? I'm good.
Well, it's going better than what it was.
Okay, that's a good start.
Right off the bat. Well, it's going better than what it was. He's so fucking predictable. Feel bad for me. Get ready. There's a lot of this. There's a whole lot of this in this call.
It's been rough.
Mhm.
But kind of a rough day.
Little hungover today?
No,
Oh.
no. I just all the talking that I've done with Winnie and with Emma and Maria and class.
Lauren really believes, and to be fair, his friends lead him to believe that everyone wants to help him. So, but he's naturally inclined. I've said this probably 1,000 times. Lauren looks at his probation officer, his counselor, his state-ordered sex class, rape class. He looks at all that as, I'm a special person. Look at all this support I have. Everyone wants to help me. And he really believes that just everyone, even us here in the community, all we want to do, all we think about is how to help Lauren and what we can do for him. He really believes that shit.
Yeah.
It's been hard.
Okay. Well, what did you guys talk about?
I figured out I need to stop my bullshit.
This is how he sums it up. Well, we figured out I need to stop my bullshit. Lauren hey guys, stop. The cats are fighting again. Lauren is a simple man. He really is. He just, all his problems, well, we figured out I gotta stop my bullshit.
It's just a lot of things that have happened to me bothers me.
A lot of things that have happened to me, and it bothers me. Fuck you, Lauren.
It bothers me, and I put it off on other people, and I get hateful because of things that have happened to me on the internet.
There's always an excuse. I get hateful because of things that have happened to me on the internet. Things didn't happen to you, Lauren. You were an active participant in everything that's gone on to the internet. It didn't just fucking happen. To Catch a Predator didn't just happen. Chris Hansen didn't just happen to interview you. He didn't show up at your house and you were, doing nothing wrong. You didn't, Ember contacted Lauren. He just happened to call her back. Fuck you, Lauren.
Because of the internet, fucking how to deal with the internet.
Here's how you deal with the internet, Lauren. Don't think about it. Turn it off. That's what the judge told him. Stay away from it.
How to deal with my thoughts and how to live with the crap that I did and
That's the only correct thing he said. How to live with the thing I did. That, if he really would just concentrate on that, I think his life would be exponentially better. Don't you?
And why I go with Tony and Wendy's.
Ugh.
How I don't want to go with Tony and Wendy's, but I wind up going over there.
What? Okay. All these years later, I don't want to go over Tony and Wendy's, but I end up going. I don't want to go to a 13-year-old girl's house and fuck her, but I ended up trying to do that. I don't get it. I mean, I know Lauren, I suspect, is, if he's not of below average intelligence, he's on the low end of average intelligence. He really is. He has a lot of difficulty expressing his thoughts. And I think that's where a lot of his confusion, when he says things like, I didn't want to go there, and then he can't understand why people are like, that's bullshit, or the mac and cheese shit. He's truly perplexed that we didn't watch that video of him explaining why he did what he did, and we didn't go, oh God, Lauren. Or Amanda James, when he tells Chris Hansen this long rambling story about Amanda James, he really is perplexed that Chris Hansen didn't say, oh, that's awful, man. You know what? Just get out of here.
How I can't stand Wendy. I really can't stand Tony either.
Okay, well, why don't we kind of start there? Why did you go there yesterday?
I got just bored.
Okay, so
I got bored because I had plenty to do. I don't know. Marie asked me why I went there. I told her I don't know. But
he went there because he wants to drink, and he doesn't want to drink alone. He says he's not an alcoholic because he doesn't drink every day. But let's look at what he does do. He goes over someone's house he claims he doesn't want to go because he wants to drink alcohol. He drives drunk to get more beer, knowing it could put him away for a very long time. He drinks and screams at his girlfriends, and then later says, I didn't want to act like that. And it's all based around alcohol. But because he only drinks on the weekends, he's not an alcoholic.
I was just bored, and I just felt like going over there. I can't stand. It don't make sense to me because as much as she's fucking me over and Wendy, she just grosses me out.
okay, so seeing as that's,
I promised you that.
well, I mean,
I promised you that I wouldn't do that. He's time and time again. They have to have the same conversation. Don't promise me. Promise yourself. It's just another indicator that he's only doing this because he thinks he can get with Debbie if he's a changed person.
as you're talking about how you don't like them, it's kind of strange that you would go there.
Well,
so what is better? Hang on a second. What is better? What are you getting out of it then that makes it better to go there than to not go there?
I like Tony, and
he literally just said he didn't like Tony. Tiffany asks, what is the impetus for you going over there? Why do you want to go over there? Because I like Tony. This fucking asshole doesn't even know what the truth is anymore. Everything out of his mouth is a lie.
Tony's really the only one that I like to drink with because he doesn't get stupid and we just sit there and relax and have a few beers.
No, I think Tony is the only one that will allow him to drink with him, other than Elton or whatever his name is. Lauren doesn't have any friends, and I think the problem is he can't stand drinking alone. and he has to drink. So what else are you going to do? But he can't just admit that. If he would just admit that, he'd be halfway there to getting better. Disagree with me if you want, but I am convinced.
Okay, well, number one, it's not just a few beers, and you know that.
No.
You're going to start there.
I know.
Again, if you're going to be honest, you need to be completely.
And every time someone points something out to him, I know. And I think it's to shut them up. I really do. I already know. You don't have to tell me. I already know.
Transparent. And you can't just brush it off as if I'm just having a few beers. I go over there. I like to go over there because it's fun, but yeah, I don't like them because they take advantage of me. And a lot of bullshit happens every time I go there. So it's really contradictory, the stuff that you're saying.
That's actually exactly the words I need to use, because that's exactly the way it is. It's exactly the way I feel.
He's so
what you just said is exactly the way I feel.
Stupid.
I enjoy myself when I'm over there, and I enjoy drinking with Tony, and I do have more than a few beers.
How many did you have yesterday?
Say to get away from the trash. Huh?
How many did you have yesterday?
I had 7.
Are you sure about that?
I think so.
I don't judge. There are people that can sit and drink 7 beers on the regular, and they're not alcoholics. There's probably people, if it's affecting your life negatively in any way, you have a problem, okay? I can't decide that for a person. But Lauren can't remember how many beers he had. To him, having a few, I guarantee it, having a few is 7.
What about when you got home?
I had 8.
You had 8 when you got home?
No. I had 3 over at Tony's, and I bought a 6-pack and came home.
So let me ask you.
It started at 7, it went to 8, and then it was 9.
Oh, let me ask you, what is it that goes on in your head that makes it okay for you to get in your car after you've been drinking?
Ignorance.
That's not good enough.
What makes it okay for him is that he believes in himself. He's different. He can drive home safely when he's drunk. He always has an excuse. He's barely over the limit. I can drink 9 beers and I'm barely over the limit. He is so fucking delusional. And then he says it's ignorance. Ignorance means you don't know any better. Lauren knows better. Lauren's actually been in trouble before for driving drunk.
It's not okay to get in my car after I've been drinking. I know that. That's why I don't know why I go over Tony's drink, because this is another thing. When he doesn't
That's why I don't like
anything, then I don't know why. Fucking
there. I don't. Tony, that's why and he's reaching. He's trying to find a way that it's Tony and Wendy's fault. I go over there. I bring them beer. Wendy won't drive me home. They won't let me use the bathroom, and I don't know. There's nothing wrong with saying you don't fucking know. I say it at least once every day of my life. You're an asshole, Lauren. You're a fucking asshole.
Stupid. I've got so much to fucking lose, and to do something so stupid as go over there and then drive after I've been drinking. I've got so much to fucking lose.
And again, the problem is not the drinking. The problem he's focusing on is going to Tony and Wendy's when he's drinking. Fucking dumbass.
And I went through that with Maria today, and it blows my mind why I would be so stupid.
Well, why does it blow your mind? It can't surprise you. You do it all the time.
You do it all the time.
I never used to be like that.
What do you mean never used to be? Are we talking 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
before I got incarcerated.
Okay, you're saying I was never like.
Lauren just said I never used to be like that before I got incarcerated. I'm going to repeat myself here, as I do many times. The only thing I have on my record is an OUI.
That, but since you've been there, you've done it a lot.
I know.
So I want to
I
know
know.
what makes that okay. What makes it okay every single time you do it?
It's not okay.
It's
It's not okay for me to do it.
So what do you tell yourself then?
In every sense of the word, it's not okay for me to do it.
But what do you
I
tell
could hurt
yourself?
somebody. I could really ruin my life, somebody else's life. It's not okay for me to do it, and I know it. And I don't know
so
why.
what do you tell yourself every time you're going to do it? Because you know when you make the decision that you're going to go over there, you stop at the store, you buy everything that you guys are going to be eating and drinking. You drive over there, you know that you're going to have to get home at some point. What is the plan? The plan is, as soon as you're done with the last drop, you get in your car and you start driving.
And Lauren is so pathetic. You know, the disgusting thing is, Mom said I was trying to buy their love, or his sister, or whomever. Lauren tries to buy everyone's love. His only friends, Tony and Wendy, don't let him come over unless he brings everything. If they want to have a cookout, Lauren brings everything. Lauren's a broke-ass motherfucker. And he is buying beer for his friends and whoopie pies and Pepsis and Tiffany's right. He knows as soon as he goes over there, before he's even had a drop to drink, he knows he's going to be driving home drunk. And he's just trying to find some way to make that Tony and Wendy's fault.
Yeah. And it's usually it's to get away from Tony and Wendy.
Okay, so then you're gonna stop there too, because you had mentioned that you like to drink with Tony, and now you're saying you want to get away from them.
Yeah, well, it's not so much Tony that I don't want to get away from. It's Wendy. Wendy, she's so selfish.
I'm going to back this up in a second, but I think Lauren has a problem with all women. So I don't think it's just Milady Wendy. He has a problem with all women. Let me back this up just a little bit. Because he's going to talk some shit about Wendy and how selfish she is.
Going to be eating and drinking. You drive over there, you know that you're going to have to get home at some point. What is the plan? The plan is, as soon as you're done with the last drop, you get in your car and you start driving.
Yeah. And it's usually it's to get away from Tony and Wendy.
Okay, so then you're gonna stop there too, because you had mentioned that you like to drink with Tony, and now you're saying you want to get away from them.
Yeah, well, it's not so much Tony that I don't want to get away from. It's Wendy. Wendy, she's so selfish, self-centered. If you go over there without buying something for Wendy, Wendy doesn't want you there. That's why, another reason I don't know why I go over there. I just don't like them.
I don't like him. Wendy is so selfish and self-centered. Listen, it's her fucking house, man. If you know that her rule is you can't come over here unless you bring me something, either bring her something and shut the fuck up about it, or don't go over there. And the fact that Lauren calls anyone selfish or self-centered blows my fucking mind, but it's not a surprise that it's a woman. Tony's cool. Tony's cool, even though I have to bring him all the beer. But Wendy wants that fucking Pepsi, man. Fucked up.
Well,
I like Tony. I like Tony, but I don't like the way he acts with taking advantage of me and with Wendy being so disrespectful to everybody. It's not unless you're her family. Like her brother go over there, she kiss his ass up and down.
So Lauren is complaining because Wendy is nice to her own brother, but is quote unquote disrespectful to Lauren. It's her home. It's her brother. Don't fucking go over there if you don't like it. I don't know these people. I don't want to know these people. They're probably assholes too. If they hang out with Lauren, they're probably assholes too. But you know what? It's not their fault that you drive drunk.
Friends go over there and help them out with shit, and she treats them like they're second best to her. Like a woman, she's never had an honest day of work in her life.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I got to stop there. She's never had an honest day of work in her life, says the man who stole $30,000.
It seems like everybody owes her. I don't understand why I even have anything to do with them. I'm not going to anymore because I told Maria today. When I talked to Maria today, I told her that I couldn't understand that. And she said, you want somebody to hang around, and that's understandable. But you're hanging around the wrong person. I said, yeah, it's something I should have realized years ago. She had me do up a list of reasons why it was a bad idea.
Do you have the list?
No, she's got the list.
Okay.
I should have asked her for a copy of it.
Was it pretty long?
Well, with all the things that we were talking about, it was a good list. And there's things that I need to sort out and do right, and reasons I need to not drink and not to go over Tony's, not to hang around Tony.
And it makes no difference. He's done this before. You know, his pros and cons. Pro, I can drink with Tony, and he's the only one that will let me. And the cons are too numerous to count. He's done this before, and the fact that he's an adult fucking man, and he has to have someone sit down and explain to him why he shouldn't fucking be doing these things. It's confusion.
The biggest reason was because he takes advantage of me. He doesn't respect me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nothing but a free beer to him.
Mm-hmm.
That and someone that he can use for borrowing tools and.
Lauren always thinks he's the victim in every fucking relationship. Every relationship. People don't respect him enough. They use him. They use his money. They use his tools. I had a problem saying no. Lauren, it's kind of sounding like you still have a problem saying no.
Help when he actually can do shit himself. He puts on this fucking pathetic, pitiful story of how my back hurts.
This pathetic, pitiful story of, I didn't get my mac and cheese.
And he puts his hand on his back like it really hurts, and no goddamn well it doesn't.
So you're not going to associate
idea
with
why.
them anymore?
No.
Yeah, right.
He's going to come over for the yard sale. I told them they could come over, bring the stuff over for the yard sale.
Except for the yard sale.
Yeah, I can still be friends with them, just not hang around with them.
I can still be friends with him. So he goes from, you know what? No wonder Lauren's fucking confused, man. Can you imagine living with that brain in your head? I don't like Tony and Wendy. I don't know why I go over there. Well, because I like Tony. But I really don't like them, and I'm not going to hang out with them anymore. But we can still be friends. They're going to come to the yard sale, but they use me a lot. Fucking... I don't even know what to say.
I can text with them but not go over.
Okay.
Not go over, not drink with him, not buy beer for him, I'm not going to let him use my tools. If he wants to use my pressure washer, he can come over here to use it. It's not.
And Lauren has this story about how he lent his pressure washer to Tony, and it took Tony 6 months to use it. And then Lauren was pissed because Tony only did half of his house. Like, you know what, Lauren? If it were me, first of all, you want to borrow my pressure washer? If I had a pressure washer. Anyway, someone wanted to borrow my pressure washer. And I say, sure. Number one, I don't give a fuck what you're using it for. You can use it for sexual gratification if you want, as long as you don't fuck up my pressure washer. Number two, if it's been 6 months and I'm kind of like, what's the deal? The first thing I'm going to do is say, hey, you know what? Give me my fucking pressure washer back. He's such a pussy.
Going over his house, because last year I let him use it, and I brought it over so he could use it, and he was supposed to spray his house down, wash his house down with it. He had the fucking thing there for 2 months.
Oh, 2 months. Sorry, 2 months. I don't know how I got 6 months. Lauren probably did say 6 months on some other call, so don't call me out on my bullshit.
Kept telling him, Tony, you going to use that goddamn thing sometime today, this year, or what? When he finally used it, it took him 6 hours to do half of his house.
Okay, that's how I got it. Sorry about that. Sorry to keep interrupting the fascinating story that Lauren is telling. So Tony had it for 2 months, and it took him 6 hours to do half his house. And Lauren is criticizing him for that. Who gives a fuck? Lauren thinks he is so... This is why he's always saying shit like, and you're so perfect, and nobody else owns up to their mistakes. I think Lauren really thinks that he's better than everyone else. And why should he own up to mistakes when no one else does? Because Lauren is great.
I was so friggin' pissed because I wound up all summer without it because he just had it over there, not doing anything with it.
Then why didn't you just fucking ask for it back, you pussy?
So I'm not gonna let him do that again. He wants to use it again. I'm telling him, you use it over here.
You can bring your house over here and use it.
Over your house.
Okay. And what else did Maria say? Why isn't she giving you a breathalyzer?
Because she wants me to be able to talk about things. If I feel like I'm going to drink, she wants me to be able to talk to someone.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who it is you talk to. Make sure it's somebody that's close to you that knows what stuff you're going through.
Okay.
Call me. You can talk to me. So if it's Dwayne, that class, the counselor class that you want to call, and talk to him, even if they leave voicemail on his machine.
And if it were anyone but Lauren, maybe this would be sort of a good tactic. I think I kind of understand what he's saying. His probation officer didn't give him a breathalyzer or whatever, didn't call him out on his shit, and is trying to give him an opportunity to be honest with her and with his, the counselor of his rape class, and saying, listen, it's okay to make mistakes. It is. I mean, it is okay to make mistakes. People don't learn shit if you don't make mistakes. But if you're making the same mistakes over and over and over and over, but Lauren takes it like this. They're not watching me. I can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
She said if it's anybody else and somebody else that you want to talk to about things, and then talk to them about it.
Mm-hmm.
She said if you mess up, then at least call me and tell me or text me that you messed up and you need to talk. But I don't want to mess up. I hate when I mess up because I create a mess. It's like yesterday, I was so happy yesterday because me and Roy was working. We got a lot of stuff done. Cleaning up the yard and everything. We got a lot of stuff done.
And Lauren was talking about being bored, man, but if you've ever seen a picture of Lauren's house, he's got plenty to fucking do. He shouldn't be bored at all. He's got plenty of fucking work to do.
I was so proud of everything that we got done.
Mm-hmm.
Then I took and fucked up, went over Tony's.
Aww.
When I took Roy home, I went over Tony's after that. And I'm sorry I fucked up. Sorry for going over there when I told you I wouldn't.
Well, don't apologize to me.
all I need to, because I promised you that I wouldn't drink.
Yeah, but I knew it was going to happen.
I didn't want it to happen. I'm stupid for fucking up.
The one thing that I know is that life isn't about being perfect. And there's a difference between, like, I think sometimes you think in terms of being perfect as like, I'm promising that I'm not going to drink again. And I'm not perfect though, so I'm going to. I'm going to go over Tony's. I'm going to drive drunk. Whatever it is that you're promising, you give yourself a little bit of an out because you say you're not perfect.
And I get what she's saying here. She's saying Lauren excuses a lot of this behavior because he says, well, I'm not perfect. I fuck up. And that's his excuse. I'm not perfect. I'm trying. Him trying means he sobers up after he's done some disgusting thing when he was drunk or made terrible phone calls or left disgusting voicemails. And him trying is the next day calling and going, I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that. I didn't want to. I didn't want to treat you that way. You never told me not to treat you that way. Fuck you, Lauren. Fuck you.
And there's a difference between things that, you know, are just a matter of being human that make us imperfect. And then there's other things that are intentionally done. When you're thinking about an act and then you go and complete it, you can't toss that up and say, well, I'm not perfect. I know I promised, but I'm not perfect. So it's kind of like, I'm not perfect, so I'm not going to be in a good mood every single day. Or I'm not perfect, so sometimes I'll wake up on a Saturday and I don't feel like doing anything. I feel like hanging around, watching Netflix, not doing the whole entire to-do list that I normally have planned. But those types of things are just kind of like human nature. And we toss it up to just going with the day. And it's not a big deal because it's not having a major impact on our life.
Yeah, but with me messing up, it has a major impact on my life.
It does. And the other thing along with that is that you're doing things intentionally. The things aren't just happening. You're not just waking up in the morning drunk. You're driving to the store. You're buying everything with money that you don't have. You're driving over to Tony's. You're sitting there. They're pissing you off because you know that they're taking advantage of you. They're making comments. Wendy's being disrespectful. You get in your car as soon as you're done. You drive drunk. You come home. You start disrespecting everyone, including me. And then the tears start. And you say, I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I mean, what is there to not understand?
Great point. Everything she said. That's why I shut the fuck up. I love how she tells him you didn't just wake up in the morning drunk. You went to the store. You bought the beer. You went to Tony and Wendy's. You tolerated them talking shit to you. Get down! Down on the ground! You drive home. And then you're so angry that you call your friends. And it just starts this whole, if they don't answer the phone, he leaves them abusive voicemails. If they do answer the phone, he's abusive to them on the phone because he's angry. And he will never acknowledge that any of that is his own fault. It's always because, you know what? If only Tony and Wendy were nice to me when I was drinking. If only drinking and driving wasn't against the law. If only you all would just ignore my behavior when I'm drunk. So with that, I don't want to keep these videos too long. I know, there's only so long people want to sit and listen to me blather on. So we're going to stop this here. We're 14 minutes and 19 seconds into a 1 hour, 18-minute phone call, folks. So prepare yourselves. But like I said, this one's for my own precious princess, Kayla Marie. So delete your archives, and I love you. And Bye, sweethearts.